Okay, so you're surfing through Netflix, see this show pop up, and decide, maybe I'll watch it. I mean, I've heard good things, but how good could it really be? Well, today we're going to talk about 8 reasons why Arcane League of Legends is genuinely amazing, and more importantly, why you definitely should watch it. And no fancy long intros this time, instead let's just hop right into it. So, reason number 1 is simple. You don't have to be a League player or know anything about the game to fully immerse yourself in this experience. I'm not a League player myself, but that didn't stop me from enjoying the hell out of this show. The way everything is presented is easy to follow with a strong beginning, middle, and end. So there's no need to go leafing through websites trying to update yourself on all the heroes in the game or the overflowing wiki pages on endless lore. Instead, you just need to sit back, relax, and press play. Number 2 is the unique animation style, and I'll admit maybe not everyone is going to love this style, but I would argue for many, including myself, it's absolutely beautiful. It manages to grace the line between full 3D and stop motion, having the sharpness and lighting enhancements of CG, but with a painterly quality to every frame that makes the movement feel wild, exciting, and engaging. Now, I haven't seen an animation style that surprised me this much since I watched Klaus or the Spider-Verse. The visuals wash the show in a colorful palette of vibrant and nuanced colors, and it just gives the viewer variety as well as really giving off an extremely impressive amount of detail that you usually don't see in full-length features. This in turn helps to set the show apart from other animations out there, and I think in the near future we might be seeing other companies learning from this example and in turn creating their own series that mirror a similar style. That I'd love to see. Reason number 3, without a doubt, is the terrific pacing of the show. Now, when I first watched this, I was half expecting a bit of a grind for exposition and a squeezed out ending like so many other shows have struggled with. But instead, Arcane is extremely well executed. Every episode, while part of the main story, manages to feel different from the last, with things continuously ramping up as the season goes on. I can't even describe the amount of times I just smiled because the show just did such a great job at giving everyone decent screen time, while maintaining a narrative that bounces around without ever once getting confusing, which brings me to my 4th reason you should watch the show. Number 4, the characters. These characters, I'm sure, are well known within the world of League, but now fan art of Jinx and Vi are popping off on social media everywhere, and the show is beginning to enjoy immense popularity within not only the gaming community, but even the entertainment industry at large. And much of this is due to the great writing that helped to flesh out each and every character in this show. The good guys, even the villains, almost everyone is a fully realized character that feels like they really live and breathe in this world. Honestly, I just couldn't get enough, and after binging all 9 episodes of the first season, I can tell you all the mini-plots, the characters' names, and their roles in the story. Now that's pretty impressive for a franchise I knew very little about a week ago. Number 5 is the world of Arcane. Piltover is a beautiful playground for the rich, as well as a center for innovation in the arts. Zaun is a dark, moody underworld that resides below the surface, and serves very well as the antithesis to everything Piltover stands for. And between these two, the fabric of Arcane's world is embedded in the framework of each character as well as each conflict that plagues the societies. And instead of half-baked, force-fed political ads by idiots in Hollywood, this is a political story to its core about what's going on in the world of Piltover, putting the viewer into the shoes of the citizen or an outcast from the underground. What I love about this is that it just feels so complete, so fleshed out. Like everything in this world has been carefully woven together by people who just really care about the story. Hell, I wouldn't be surprised if somebody pulled a Tolkien and just started inventing actual, Piltover languages that you can learn to speak. That's how well fleshed out this world is. From a League newcomer, in all honesty, it's just astonishing. Now, number 6, the voice acting. Now, voice acting is not necessarily something I cover much because besides really obvious examples like Cowboy Bebop's dub being great or Squid Game's dub being an absolute dumpster fire, it's hard to rate how well a voice actor is actually doing most of the time. Personally, I think it's a very subjective thing. I mean, sometimes people disagree or agree on which VA is good and which is bad, but usually it's just down to opinion. That being said, the Arcane League of Legends voice acting is absolutely amazing, and this is a fact. What makes this voice acting so amazing is that every character in the show genuinely sounds like they are that person. Now that might sound silly, like they should just sound like that in most situations, but in all honesty, this isn't always the case. We've all seen the 40-year-old man play a teenager or a woman who can't really sing, cough out a musical number anyway because a producer just said, we gotta make it work because of budget or whatever, but I'm saying this acting really brings an edge to the cast. Jinx has this vulnerable yet angsty and unstable quivering voice, constantly fluctuating between vulnerability, nihilism, and outright insanity. Jace has a compassionate yet unsure and impressionable voice, and you can feel Vi's regret in almost every statement she makes. I mean, these actors really understood the characters they were portraying, and that shows in how real and dynamic each of them sounds. This leads right into reason number 7. The script. Man, this script is so good. While a bad script can alienate the viewer's connection to a perceived character because of a narrative inconsistency in what they say and do, a good script brings tension, it brings emotion, and most of all, it makes you care about the story. And I did. I really cared about all of the characters. Like I said before, even the villains I cared about. Number 8 is the potential. Now I chose this for the final reason you should watch Arcane because I think one of the big questions is where does it go from here? And I don't even mean just this one show. Other studios or even Riot Games themselves will likely release other IPs in coming years like this one, especially considering the success of Arcane. But what I want to know about Arcane is how it will handle the rest of its story, and the potential is just honestly endless. The first part set up so much: the world, the characters and their mental health, and a possible war approaching as well. All we need to do is to see what happens in part 2 or season 2, and honestly, I have to say I am so excited. So if you haven't seen Arcane and you're considering it, I absolutely endorse you to give it a try. I don't want to hype it up to unreachable heights, but I can say this is a genuine surprise coming out of Riot Games. They've done well on this one, really well. 9 out of 10 recommended. Anyway, let me know what you think about Arcane. If you've watched it, your perspective as a League or non-League fan, and what you're most excited for. Anyway, thanks for watching.